Huge breaking news this evening regarding Jay-Z's lawsuit. His accuser sat down with NBC News for an interview, and they found so many inconsistencies in vetting her story that she had to give a second statement admitting to making mistakes. Jay-Z and his attorney have now pounced on this, basically declaring a victory lap and demanding that the case be dismissed immediately. This isn't good, guys. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore, and someone is lying. And that's what Jay-Z's team is now declaring after this interview aired with his accuser. And look, guys, I gotta say, this doesn't look good. Doesn't mean it didn't happen, but man, this is gonna destroy the credibility of this accuser. And I want you to hear it for yourselves. Here she is speaking with NBC News.
You should always advocate for yourself and be a voice for yourself. You should never let what somebody else did ruin or run your life.
A 38-year-old mother from...
She's 38. We gotta skip a couple keywords here for algorithm's sake.
What made you want to come forward and talk today?
Because I think that I've been quiet long enough about what I've been through, and it's been hard enough to be quiet. But it's a chapter of my life that I'd like to close.
An NBC News review of her account found inconsistencies with her allegations. She says that she went to the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000 to catch a glimpse of her favorite celebrities.
You weren't scared to be all alone?
No, with having autism is like feeling like you live your life in a shatterproof juggle ball. The world's on fire. The fire is inside the ball with you, but there's no way for you to get out.
In addition to having...
That didn't answer the question. Was she scared? Well, now we're learning she has autism.
The woman says she suffered a head injury.
She suffered a head injury, autism, and she, at that age, was...
The night of the 2000s VMAs, she says a friend drove her from Rochester, New York to Manhattan, a more than 5-hour drive. Her attorney provided NBC News with the name of the friend who has since died. The woman says she spoke to Combs' limo driver, who offered her a ride to an after party.
I stumbled upon Diddy's driver, who told me that I was exactly what Diddy was looking for.
What did you think when he said that to you?
I thought it meant that I was just pretty.
She went to a White House, she says, where she spoke to musicians Benji Madden and his brother.
I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo because, I have about his tattoo that's the Last Supper, because I have a religious background. So it was just something to talk about.
In a statement to NBC News, a representative of the Maddens confirmed that they did not attend the 2000 VMAs and that they were on tour in the Midwest at the time.
This is bad. This isn't just like, oh, well, they got paid off. They're lying for Diddy's sake, or sorry, Jay-Z's sake. They weren't a separate place altogether on tour. And it gets worse.
At the after party, she said,
well, I got to get through some of these details. It's a little bit, the details here are rough as she's explaining them.
After the alleged rape, she says she ran to a gas station where she called her father, who picked her up and drove her home.
We rode home in silence. He didn't ask me what happened. He didn't ask me what I did or where I was.
In an interview with NBC News, her father said he could not verify the claims. Quote, I felt like I would remember that, and I don't. I have a lot going on, but I mean, that's something that would definitely stick in my mind, he said.
Yeah, that's definitely something that would stick in your mind. Now, he could have gotten paid off. I don't know. But how does the father not figure this out? And how does Busby not vet the father immediately to know, was the father on our side or not? The fact that Busby didn't call any of these people to vet before going off to try to take the money from Jay-Z, this is a terrible look. It's a terrible look.
When we asked the woman about the contradictions in a phone interview on Friday, she said that she stands by her statements. I have made some mistakes, she said. Honestly, what is the clearest is what happened to me.
I mean, okay, sure, you have different memories. I can get that. And some of you guys might be, Andy, no, you mess up some details, but these are now the people she's alleging were there that she spoke to or that picked her up weren't actually there. That's not helping the case.
The inconsistencies in her account of an incident alleged to have happened 24 years ago does not necessarily mean the allegations are false. The accuser's attorney, Tony Busby, said, because we have interrogated her intensely, she has even agreed to submit to a polygraph. This has been extremely distressing for her, to the point she has experienced seizures and had to seek medical treatment due to the stress. In a statement to NBC News, Shawn Carter said, this incident didn't happen, and yet he filed it in court and doubled down in the press. True justice is coming. We fight from victory, not for victory.
Is any part of you scared coming out against such powerful people?
Yeah, I'm scared of what could happen, but I'm more afraid of letting it eat me alive from the inside out than I am of, being chastised by their fans.
By the fans. Well, look, what do you guys think of this? That is not going to help the case. Let's just keep it honest. It's not going to help the case. And Jay-Z is now using this as the opportunity to jump on this. Very excited. Today's investigative report proves this attorney, Busby, filed a false complaint against me in the pursuit of money and fame. This incident didn't happen, and yet he filed it in court and doubled down in the press. True justice is coming. We fight from victory, not for victory. This was over before it began. The 1-800 lawyer doesn't realize it yet, but soon. It's aggressive. And here was his lawyer. It is stunning that a lawyer would not only file such a serious complaint without proper vetting, but would make things worse by further peddling this false story in the press. We are asking the court to dismiss this frivolous case today, and will take up the matter of additional discipline for Mr. Busby and all the lawyers that filed the complaint. This is a warning shot to everybody. You lost, she's a liar, it never happened, and now you're all gonna pay. And I don't know what to think or say, because clearly we need more intel, and I want to see more from Busby. Busby's, making comments in these in this article, sort of trying to, we did a lot of stuff, and it's going to be he's continuing to vet her claims. How do you didn't vet the claims? Like NBC News vetted them more than you did, and now you're caught like with all this stuff? That looks terrible. That looks awful. This isn't good. It's not good for the real victims. It's not good for any of other Busby's clients. This is how Diddy gets off, because someone came in there, messed up the story, whether they did it right or not, but the lawyer didn't vet it. And now it's out there and he's just trying to make a buck. This is terrible. This is scary. Now he says, Jane Doe's case was referred to our firm by another who vetted it prior to sending it to us. So he's trying to skirt the blame. Well, they did it all, so it's on you, dude. You got to vet it yourself. Oh, can you not vet things since you have 200 cases, Busby? Oh, this is awful. Our client remains fiercely adamant that what she has stated is true to the best of her memory. We will continue to vet her claims and collect corroborating data to the extent it exists, because we have interrogated her intensely. She has even agreed to submit to a polygraph. I've never had a client suggest that before. In any event, we always do our best to vet each claim made, just as we did in this case. This has been extremely distressing for her to the point she's experienced seizures, had to none of that really matters. You screwed up. You screwed up. Now, there's so many things that could still be happening here. Look, she doesn't sound well, nor should she be necessarily, given all she's been through. But how did they even find her? How did NBC find her is now what I'm trying to figure out. Did Spiro or Jay-Z tip this reporter off to try to get her to get on camera? Did Busby even know she was going to be on camera? Now, to be fair, Busby should have already been prepared and been all over this and had these answers and known that this was an issue before it even happened, and then maybe stepped back on filing all the things he did, because this doesn't look good. So I have a ton of questions. It does cause reasonable doubt in my mind that this accuser isn't being as honest. This definitely hurts the credibility. And look, It sadly happens more than we realize. Amber Heard, the woman who accused the lacrosse team, it happens. This is why due process is important. It doesn't mean Jay-Z's perfect. It doesn't mean Jay-Z's being perfectly honest. It doesn't mean Diddy is innocent, but it does affect this case tremendously if this falls apart. And Busby will absolutely lose credibility, and as will all his accusers, which I can only imagine some of them, right, if not the bulk of them, are hopefully telling the truth. But now, to see that Busby doesn't vet it, that he's like, well, the other team did it, so we just assumed it was true. So that's why I went so hard going after Jay-Z. No wonder Jay-Z's mad. If he didn't do this, well, Busby deserves to be punished. In my mind, he came out so aggressive. I assumed he must have had more information to find out he had less. If that's the case here, and that's the best Busby's response is going to be, I don't know, guys. Look, we can't just be mad at somebody because we think they've done stuff. We have to be able to prove it. And this is not a good look for Busby. It's just not. But I want to hear what you think. We will still look into this. Is there more to this? Can this be real? I promise we will keep you updated on this and so much more. So hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for all alerts, and smash that thumbs up when you get it. And what do you think? Does this worry you? Am I missing something? Please elaborate in the comments down below. Let's keep this conversation going. This case is not going away. This one might, but the whole case isn't, so we will keep you privy to it.